Okay, welcome to a quick Flash tutorial animation, and I'm just going to be showing you how to bring characters into your animation and how you make them move. You can do this with any object, but I've got a picture of a person here. So I've got the picture here, and what I'm going to have is I'm going to have him running in and kicking this cat here. So how do I do that? The first thing that I've actually done ahead of time is I've drawn one frame here just with the brush tool, and then I come up and I click modify and I converted it to a symbol. Now what this does is this brings up in your library an entry for the symbol that you name it, and you've got to name it a graphic, and I've named mine's man run. So if we come into the actual symbol itself and we have a look, the symbol is actually made up of a set of then different movements, 5 movements in total. So I've went over and used the onion skin tool and just sort of drawn over each of the frames just as a basic sort of outline of the person moving. Now this isn't going to be my picture that I'm going to be using. I am going to actually properly draw over the character, but first of all I want to make sure that the character's movements are going to be right, and once I've got those movements right with the stick figure, then it's easier just to come back in and edit these frames here. That means I've only got sort of 5 pictures to fix. Now if I come back to my original scene, all I've done here is I've come into my library, I've opened up a frame. Let's see this one here. I've clicked F7 to just give me the option of a frame, and then I've clicked on library and I've pulled just clicked and held down and pulled the man run onto the stage. So now if we just look at what's going to be happening here, if I click further into the animation and just click F5, let's just see, we can see that he's now animated, because you can click over, let's see if we come back here, when you click the frame you have the option to loop. You can play it once or do a single frame, and you can choose what frame you want to be your first one. So if I now go along the different frames, you can see that it's now made up of each of the parts from the library entry. It's now made up of each of these 5 frames here. So that's how initially you build the character animation. Now as you can see I've got let's come out a bit more. As you can see I've got the cat over here on the left and the person's running. Now the cat's moving because I've already hand drawn the frames individually, but I don't want to hand draw each of these frames for the person running. So all you need to now do is you just need to create a tween. So to create a motion tween, all you need to do is just click on your object on the first frame there, and then just right click and go to create motion tween, and that will change your box to blue. So now if I take the character and I bring them along here, let's see, I'm just going to pull them to the last frame and expand these frames up. That's the final position I want my character to be at, and as you notice when you start to drag your character you get this sort of orange line coming up. So what you can do is you can click the orange line and you can drag it, so you just drag it outside there, and then you can change the curvature of the line as well. So let's see, just move him back a little bit there. So now if we go through the animation, we can see if we just run it through, the character comes on, follows the orange line, and gets up to the last frame there, and that's perfect. So now I've got everything sort of for my character, and if I go into the library now and edit the frames in there and draw the character in properly, he's going to show up in this animation and he's going to move through and kick the cat properly. So I hope you enjoyed that, just a simple tutorial to get you going. Check and subscribe for more.